Hi guys, so I'm at Poetics open mic and I did the chalkboard myself. As you can see, we've got Purple Tie on the decks or on the orcs DJing, and obviously you can see it's a beautiful day and we're in the farm. Poetics open mic, Oasis farm. Got the ladies on the door, Kilha and Cass, and yeah. Rate my chalkboard skills. I think this is a 10. You can check my artwork. See? What do you think? It's alright, yeah?
Better than what I would have done.
Are you sure? No, I think you could have done better than me. So you've got floating greenery. Everyday people playing. We've got haystacks, other ornaments, hemp table. Come on, don't know. Don't watch that. Okay. Got Anna there. Hi Anna. Woo woo. Come visit her at the farm. Hey, beautiful. So coming out of the barn, you got the allotment.
You're right, you walk over the other side, they're not being let out. Hello.
Can you believe I've never seen goats in real life?
Oh, you never?
It's a joke.
That's crazy. Yeah, but you're with me all the time.
Huh?
You're with me.
Joker.
I'll hurry up and see the lambs quickly first.
Okay, cool.
The lambs are just down there. They will be shut in first in a minute, probably.
Okay, cool.
Oh, my naive friends. When you say shut in, what do you mean?
Oh, that's where they keep
They
them,
go
right?
on the inside and they go back to their bed.
Ah,
So how
okay.
we go to bed, that's where they go to bed.
Hey, look at the
When they
cute
get
little
home.
lambs.
Man,
Yeah, just
Do you know what lambs do?
what?
They're always barring.
Right, you know jokes, man.
Lambs are always barring. Bar, bar, bar.
And these are what, rams?
Those are goats.
Goats.
Jupiter's basically Bumble's the boss.
Yeah.
Jupiter is right at this moment trying to gain boss.
Right, status.
Yes.
Boss status. Okay,
So
so
are
they're
they
always
all male,
challenging each
female?
other.
No, Jupiter's the only male we have, but he has been, you know,
Yeah.
he's, yeah.
Ah.
Cree is his mother.
Right.
Ah.
So at the
It's the
moment,
bummy.
he's obviously trying to up
How do
his
you know the
level.
difference? Sorry.
Oh, they got different
Bumble's
browning.
got a yellow colour.
Mm.
Jupiter hasn't got a colour yet.
Okay.
And you can just tell from the
The
attitude
blue.
he's a little shit.
Ha.
Yeah, look, they're literally bullying each other.
And B has got a black collar.
Yeah.
Ah, hi B.
So, yeah, at the moment he's obviously...
Did they?
Bumble, frickin' give him milky. Bumble, get him. Bumble,
He
get
ran
him.
away.
Yeah.
He's hiding behind his mum
Bumble,
now.
get him.
Look, that
Get
pigeon got
him.
in there.
Don't you stand for it, woman. Look at his mother. She's
Yeah,
been
come on.
putting up with it. Go and get him and frickin' sort him out. Good girl, you
She's
sort
like,
Oh.
let me get the shovel then.
Good girl, you sort
She has
him
the
out.
shovel.
Go and sort him
Yeah.
out. Bumble.
Go then, go
Sort
on.
him out. Sort him
Ah.
out, because we ain't standing for it.
Exactly.
Give
So
him
we
a good
do.
bashing and he won't frickin' come back for it.
So are any of the lambs, any of theirs?
Lambs?
Yeah.
Lambs
were they
or
both?
sheep?
Huh?
Oh,
Lambs
lambs
or
or
sheep?
sheep, because they're different. They're quite similar.
I never said that. I never said that. That never came up.
Yeah, the biology is gonna be a bit different
That
if they
never came up.
do a
Hey,
little.
we'll delete that now.
Baby goats are called pigs.
Yeah.
Hey,
Okay.
it's okay. I was just
Lambs
kidding. I was
are
just kidding.
baby sheep.
Yay.
It's my
That's why they kept
Yeah, I
separate.
know, but look at the difference in the
No,
hair.
I see it now.
That, you know, kind of like doggy hair.
Yeah,
Mm.
And then that's all kind of, you know, curly hair.
Mm.
yeah.
Did they even got guinea pigs?
Mm-hmm.
I feel so naive because, like, we had trips to go to our farm. I just
Yeah.
never went. So this is like, I've seen chickens, don't get me wrong, and lambs.
No,
But I've not
listen,
seen like guinea pigs.
I mean, if
even.
you've been, we have guinea pigs obviously, because we are a small city farm and they do tend to have the smaller animals. If you go to a large farm, then a lot of times they probably wouldn't have guinea pigs.
Right.
It is normally proper farm animals, which is what we have over there. Although the lambs at some point will go back to the big farm.
Oh yeah.
And we'll get either, well, we're supposed to be getting some more lambs that will be part bottle and part solid feed.
Right. Then they will keep. Who was it? Who was it?
My friend's got. I got 2 friends got different rabbits.
Somebody in Poetry's got rabbits as well. I just can't remember their name. It's Jade. Yeah, Jade.
Jade's
Jade
got
has
rabbits.
got like our friend of ours. She's got like 3. Yeah.
I think she's got 3.
Yeah.
And then the one that she had, obviously rabbits are usually in a group, but lonely and whatever else, and she
Yeah,
bought 2 more.
we was the owner. Someone donated these, and she did explain that basically, as well with rabbits, they are social creatures. They need more than one, but also for the grooming process, because they can groom each other, and it makes it a lot better.
Yeah.
Which is why you tend to need more than one rabbit.
Oh, so they look after themselves, like
Each other, yeah.
Each other, yeah.
I'm going to just read a small poem for you. This is called Somber or Serene. Is existence destined to be melancholic, based on the separation of self from the totality of light? Or is it a grace untenable, given the limitations of our earthly human sight? The beauty I behold leaves me trembling with anticipation, but the messages I've received seem lost in your translation. So I struggle with communication, perceiving the world as I do, where you see somber. I see so much more than the sadness you seem to. Because it takes more than other people to stop us from feeling this isolation, surrounded by defiance of accountability or personal self-reflection. Blind to the beauty offered up by Mother Nature, it's our perception that deciphers the perfection Gaia gave us. A spider's web, for example, a representation of a perfect creation, a home or a trap, depending on your interpretation. There is beauty in the tragedy, depending on whether you are the food or the fed, or on if you believe that each fly's journey ends there, helpless, trapped on a web. Who triumphs here? The spider or the fly? Depends on the next part of this journey and in what you believe happens to the metaphysical spirit after our earthly bodies die. Whose experience allows for the most growth? The physical nutrition received or the transition into the unknown? Change happens when you reframe your experience and see the pain undergone is no more than a teacher, evolving humanity over 1 billion years from where it first started as a single-cell amoeba. Your attachments to earthly experiences are your biggest obstacles to overcome. Freedom comes from surrendering to the will of the universe and allowing yourself to experience the journeys you are on. Our souls observe themselves into consciousness, and through these human experiences, they continue to grow. So I see our body's death as no more somber than the decaying cocoon a caterpillar outgrows. There may be sadness in the separation, where souls have formed earthly bonds, but time, as we all know it now, will seem like only moments that they were gone. Symmetry is only possible with enough distance from the scene. A butterfly's wings might look like chaos until you step back and are able to see its spread wings. But I am nobody's champion, and I strive only in competition with myself. The limitations of my communication compounded only by the limitations I place on myself. Blessed with vision for when I was lost in the dark, fate handed me a nightlight and told me only by keeping my eyes open would I see the colours start to spark. I want to live in a kinder world, but fundamentally that starts with me. It has to start with me because my reality is just a reflection of the person that I choose to be. Our individual truths are only ever based on personal nostalgia, so beware of anyone who tells you their opinion is more than conjecture. We enter into this life to experience, not comprehend it. The red pill's just another avoidant tactic for the journeys our souls were intended. Because only when you free yourself from fear and surrender without attaching labels, does your life start to emerge with possibilities that are endless. I spread what I see as beauty. Your interpretation is a mirror to your soul. Where you see somber, I see serene, when seen as a whole. So, is our existence destined to be melancholic, when we are all just crests of a wave, returning to the ocean from where we were first made? I crafted these words like I was crafting a map, so that when you find them and hear them, you too can find your way back.
So welcome to Poetics. I'm going to start off the night with a poem. You know, now that there's a podium, I'm probably going to do a political poem. I feel like this is the most in keeping for it. So the poem I'm going to perform is called Irate, which I love performing because I like political shit, man. It's nice. So let me, so it goes like this. I want this island to be the new Atlantis. For his cadaver to be thrown in a rum piss for a necrophiliac to fuck it. For a taxidermist to stuff it and by all means decapitate his head and make a plaque of it. So it could be gifted to the big game house of corporations and backroom discussions to dismantle unions, and we're forced to salute the Union Jack. But we're gonna have jack shit of union when the NHS collapse and be disease ridden. All crime forbidden. Checking whether Frankenstein's monsters living in our linen, but you gave him the surname Bin Laden. Because when it comes down to survival versus self-preservation, you give racism a pardon. Go to the fake shamans wearing silk garments because this whole world has a fetish for anal. This is why we worship asses and assholes. And I'll be striking, I say calm down donkey, but we're not the generation of low key, are we? This is just our vibe. Having to flash a fucking camera to prove that we're alive. This is why I am irate. As I do not rate the modern day embodiment of this fascist caliphate, blind leading the blind for them to shoot on sight any single man or woman or child that has a darker complexion than mine. And we claim to live in a democracy. When rich people can ask, how much do I need to pay to make this law legal, whilst for poor people, prison is free? And I think Camus having a hard on with this absurdity, and it's not the rigor mortis I'm talking about. And we wonder why a back around happens. When we have Donald Trump rallying the Ku Klux Klan, when the British and American government had a hand in the revolution of Iraq and Iran, and then Iran to our disenfranchisement, and when they get here, our media just chastise them. Because sometimes I feel like this government is holding us captive. But as I look around, it doesn't seem like anyone has Stockholm Syndrome. We must enjoy the fact that we have limited rights granted, have more rights taken away, as if we have to bargain for our freedom. This is why I am irate, as I do not rate the modern day embodiment of this fascist caliphate, blind leading the blind for them to shoot on sight any single man or woman or child that has a darker complexion than mine.
Right, so I'm Ellamae and the founder of Babel Womb, and it's got a lot of words about vaginas in the poem. That's my vibe. If you know me, you know that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do something a little bit different as well, so it's the first time practicing this particular poem. Vagina is not a fucking swear word, and pussy shouldn't be a cuss. Social media makes such a fuss about this word. Are you listening, Mark Zuckerberg? Read my lips, free the nip, and fuck censorship. This anatomical body part renamed foof, muff, flower, or private parts. If my vulva could sing to me, say my name, say my name. You acting kinda shady and calling me labia. A diabolical shame-riddled societal mask, our umbilical cord is cut, our identity tipped from a genital inspection, then we cover up. We shall speak no more about downstairs, hiding the language that will save a life from gynecological cancers. There are 5, I hear you ask. Womb, ovarian, cervical, vaginal and vulval. It's not profanity, in fact, I'm profane. Vagina is the hidden body part, just like our untold stories, unheard, buried. And for the most part, this is incorrect terminology, which isn't something we are taught in biology. You see our labia, lips and clitoral hood. All those good bits, don't call them bits. Say her name, say her name. When everyone's around you, say vulva, I love you. It's a lovely word. All of our pleasure revolves around here outside. So before you go barging through the door, think you're going to make her scream for more, try ringing the doorbell. Don't assume going in her is the winner. Communicate, consent is mandatory and sexy. Do you really like it? Is it wicked? 8,000 nerve endings pending a happy ending from a successful clitoral locate. Heard this song. I don't give a girl flowers, I give a good wood though. If only understood though. Hand up if your sex, sorry guys, I don't mean to offend any of you. Hand up if your sex education was shit. Not much other in this school curriculum than how to put a condom on to prevent his cum. The same sex education curriculum that taught me that my body would make me a mum. I was taught merely that my body would bleed. My body would menstruate, my body would be penetrated and become impregnated. And I was wrapped in fear. You see, at 16, the only blood my knickers would have seen is from a desperate teen trying to have penetrative sex. We call this PIV. Blissfully unaware my body was not the female body in the biology books. I am in fact a woman, but not quite intact, an unfinished artifact, born without a uterus. Parts that lack, born with the only red medal to womanhood I understood, with nothing in sex ed about what to do when you don't see red. See all my friends, they bled. But without a shadow of a doubt, I am a woman. I define womanhood through courage and strength and love, and not my ability to reproduce. Society, please cut this expectation of procreation loose. All that she wants is another baby. No. All that she wants is some more gravy. And all that she wants is getting home safely. My womanhood. It's my ability to shake up stigma and say see you later to societal norms with the highest vibrations of my clitoral stimulator. Dear vibrator, sometimes I feel like throwing my hands up in the air. I know I can count on you. Womanhood isn't my ability to give a man pleasure, but my ability to own my own pleasure. My own hand I place on my own body that I own, womanhood. It's the words I speak to myself, I am divine, I am enough. These words are often thrown away and stood on by the standard of beauty I am entwined in, my own self-critic, my mind the attic of learned behaviours and unopened boxes, toxic. Womanhood. It is the deepest breaths of courage we take to exhale fear. Exhale pressure, exhale double standards, exhale playing the wrong cards, exhale the need to say get home safe, exhale slut shaming, exhale rape blaming, exhale cat calling because my skin is crawling, exhale fake orgasms and inhale pleasure. Inhale your worth, which isn't defined by the numbers on your scale or any statistical definition of a woman you might find yourself entrapped in. Be thin, be fatter, be flatter, be curvy, have a womb, no chatter, more chat, more of this, less of that. Womanhood. It's whatever you want it to be, and your body parts don't define that. After all, me, myself, and now, that's all I got. I'm my own best friend.
My name is Devin. I go on Instagram as the Bearded Highwayman. I'm going to perform a poem for you, not really new, not really old. It's called The Girl in Yellow. Here it goes. Mellow scents, yellow lights, hollow heads and fuzzy minds. Coffee grounds, moods whole and round, her hair lifted high up with my heart and tightly bound. A show of hands, a queen of clubs. My tongue fervently scours to say the right things, but hopelessly on her word stubs and rubs onto desires that feel like desert moons, her pauses like breeze flowing through their dunes. Tunes of six-stringed wishes tangle in her fingers, slip out her mouth, float out like truths riding cigarette fumes. Winter cold, touched by her gold-lit skin, makes it feel like June. She makes me feel like ice cream on a summer afternoon. I'm melting. How far is the end of me? When is soon? And by the time it's too late, I realize her eyes are all I hear, her thoughts are all I see, and I count back all words that touched her lips on their way to me. But then the evening spilled outside, and into her embrace my butterflies sunk. And just before we left, she said something more, and I was drunk.
So this piece is called Goats and Sheep, and I thought it was quite relevant considering the context we're in.
Yeah.
So let's go. They see glyphs, I see letters. They see lines, I see sentence. They see words, I see weapons. They see spoken word, but I see techers. They're playing chess, but I'm fine playing checkers. I'll become king at the end. They can't see these poets. These poets are veterans. They're writing per chance, penchant for pen and chance, the fairness of circumstance. You see, this is the metaphorest. I plant seeds that grow plantlings, that grow pages of leaves, that become poetries. Plant enough of these, you produce enough of poetries, creating the metaphorest. Creating columns of libraries, poetry that goes over heads like canopies, that go deep like volumes of valleys, the metaphorist defying all logic. This novelist traps novices in notebooks and oranges and segments behind enemy lines and sections. I spit phlegm, no lozenges. Out of every pore, every orifice. Words undergo metamorphosis. This whole conceit is what a metaphor is. Not quantum lyrics, this is not quantum physics, this is quantum lyrics. Evoke the meta spirits when you hear this. Metaphysically, spiritually, I'm a renegade and retrograde. I'm an Aries, so I'm a ram anyway. I'm fire too. So I'm in my own element, among regiments. I built my resistance to artificial intelligence. Everyone wants to be the GOAT, the greatest of all time. Take this from my throat, I'm barred from the bar exam for passing out notes. The original scapegoat. I don't mind being a sheep. My bar black and I roll with Bo Peep, who rolls with E3 Bo Peeps.
Say it again! Say it again!
Alright. Everyone wants to be the GOAT, the greatest of all time. Take this from my throat, I'm barred from the bar exam for passing out notes. I'm the original scapegoat. I don't mind being a sheep. My bar black and I roll with Bo Peep, who rolls with E3 Bo Peeps. When sheep speak, it's called barring. Bar, I'm a black sheep. I ain't got any wool, but I got many tools that'll rob you. I want 3 bags full. I'm the underdog. They underestimate me. They say I don't count, but I put them to sleep. I'm slept on. But there's a wolf in the sheep. But if you cry wolf, others won't believe. I've done dances with wolves. I spoke pipes with the chiefs. No wonder why they ask me how. I bar bow and arrows across their bows, through their dream catchers to take silver from their 9 clouds and spoons out of their mouths. My heart of gold, no wonder why it weigh heavy. I mine gold, my mind cold, no wonder why writer's block seems like my mind froze. It bears fruit, I pick cherries, I cherry pick cherry bombs. These bombs will have you buried. Why do I have to be blunt to get to the point? Well, why are there 2 sides to a coin? Read between the lines in a poem, the depth in the words is what we owe. Once they are shown, they are no longer your own. They dissipate in people's souls and minds and hearts they are sown. Roses in concrete? No. Poetry that is so deep that auras chose to leave, they astral project to the land where foes weep. I am one of those sheep. Thank you.
This is called Coming Up Short. People love to throw their 2 pence in, don't they? I mean, they could write you a check, but instead, their interest is invested in checking you out. They add you up, subtract what they dislike, then decide that your grand total is coming up short. So they throw their 2 pence in. Now don't get me wrong, your funds could be running low. Maybe they always have been. Maybe you're drained. Maybe you're not doing anything to improve your situation because maybe you just can't. But why are people lining up to tell Well, because some people are cunts. Fact. But some people actually believe that they are being cruel to be kind. They see their 2 pence as charity, but really they're just cashing in so they can get credit.
Come on.
Because they've got their shit all figured out. So they want to get rid of their shrapnel. And they throw their 2 pence in. Now that 2 pence may have served them well, but you are not a fucking wishing well. Their 2 pence makes sense for them because, well, it's their 2 pence. Accepting it will only leave you shortchanged. No matter how low your funds are, know that wealth accumulates in a recession. Regression is essential for progression, and we are here to learn our own lessons, not anybody else's. And if anyone is standing in a queue to tell you different, more fool them, because you are on a bank holiday. So let them keep dishing out their 2 pences. They will soon find their pockets empty. And their shrapnel that's out in circulation will find its way back to them, and when it does, it's gonna hit them hard. So make sure to hold on to your 2 pence piece. You may have good intentions, but the person you're trying to pass it on to might not be ready to carry the weight of your change. So give with the currency of love. Keep your 2 pence piece. The only thing you need to pull out of your pocket is acceptance. With that transaction, you will make a mutual exchange that's a better rate than any fortune you have to offer. Because no one's doing better than anybody else. We are all on our own journey, and some of life's greatest riches are found in the poorest of places.
Yes, so I'm Hassan Gurl Winter. I am one half of Poetry Powerhouse Couple. The missus couldn't be here, unfortunately. Hi! She's not feeling well, but she sends her love. Right, so he did introduce me as somebody who does freestyling, but I'm going to give you guys a choice. Would you like to hear a freestyle, or would you like to hear a written piece?
Ooh, that's hard.
Alright. This one doesn't have a title at the moment, which is very odd for me because usually once I've written, automatically there's a title. If you can think of a good one, please let me know. But this is the piece. Have you ever had those awkward moments, brushing past a stranger's arm, apologizing, saying, "Sorry, mate," even when it wasn't your fault? Those are the moments I find myself out of sorts. Let me paint the scene where my mind races. You're in a club. Light is dim, cup is full, false confidence and liquor within. Not once do you see the moment flying in, but nonetheless, you see someone with class and grace, wondering how she's in the same time and place. This is the strange bravado. This is the stage where bravado and insecurities meet face to face. Excuse me, miss. I just wanted to take the time to say I noticed you from across the way. I don't usually do this, but I couldn't let this moment go to waste. I'm a poet, and I don't fear center stage, but this is not one I've performed before today. What's your name? Excuse my bluntness, but I must say, I want to strip you down and explore your inner beauty. I want to introduce you to my insecurities, even though they fear to show face. You greet me with wit and hubris, but it's safe to say, behind that beautiful smile is pain buried deep. I know you're trying to keep face. Oh, this club? I don't usually come here. I'm a house cat, I barely come out. I'm not scared of much, but gotta grab life with both hands. Where am I from? I'm from a land far from here, where we sip sweet tea and laugh at our fears. I'd like to take you there one day and reminisce on our past. Tell me your story, I'm all ears. Let me eat away at your fears. It's your future, not your past, that makes you who you are today. I like to live in the present, and you look like a gift. I tell you my story, but my mind is a maze. If you give me your hand, I'll lead you all the way. Hold you so tight that you don't lose your way. I could stare in your gaze for days. You want to get out of here? We can go back to my place. I know into my moments scare your brain. Just know I'll meet you halfway, and the journey split is easier anyway. I'm not like most guys. I'll take you back to mine to simply unpack your mind, wine and dine and laugh and pass the time. I know you hold your mask on tight. You've been hurt many more times than just tonight. Then a brush of a stranger, then a brush of past of a stranger snaps me out of my mental daze. I yell, sorry mate, but turn to see that you've exited from this strange place. I should have grabbed the opportunity with both hands, it's fair to say. Maybe next time I'll know your name. Peace. See, the guy with purple tie. Thank you.
Hi guys. I go by the name of Gurl Winter, and yeah, I'm just going to do this little piece here. He said he likes my taste in music. I said, so do I. So how about we kick things off with some genuine? Because you make me so anxious. And it ain't none of your friends' business if we were to fall in love. I want you to pull me in close so I can wrap my arms around you and feel the warmth of your body and the beats of your heart, providing your love language to mine. Rock the boat and work it in the middle. Let me feel your stroke whilst I get high off of your love dope. Angel of mine, your divine presence maneuvers a whole lifetime. Your touch sends shots down my spine whilst I give you the wickedest wine. Sauvignon Blanc, to be in fact. He doesn't shy away. Ooh la la la, it's the way your firm hands be cupping my face. Ooh la la la, it's the way you maintain this gentle embrace. Ooh la 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 la. Don't stop, babe. Your kisses are sweet like honey, and I'm hooked on you. Flick the switch because there'll never be a better love like you. And every little step we take will amount to something much greater. But if the storms were to travail, tell me, baby, can you stand the rain? Now I don't know much about you, but I want that 90s R&B type love with a hint of the 70s and 80s. Call me babyface, and you bring that whippoorwill. Let's hold each other's gaze, be calm, be still, have no fear. Just understand that love will be right here. Come on, you know about the tunes then. But this was a tune, this was for you, baby. This was for you. But yeah, thank you guys, thank you so much. I go by
Durag Michael. Name of this poem is called Her. Wait, is it called Her? Yeah, it's called Her. When I saw you, I automatically knew you. And I didn't mean to scare you, but in your soul, I saw truth. So to wake up next to you was a blessing. But most importantly, I hear that little girl's voice in the morning and it makes me question life. Because she didn't come from me, but I'm praying that this is how it's supposed to be. For you and your mother to fight for a seat. The joy of my face knowing that you are both my queens. Evoking hope of freedom when I lay my head beside you, so I know it's true. I felt like the woman that touched the hem of his garments, and in that moment I knew your temple exudes juice that's been methodically aged.
Say it again, man. Temple.
Your temple exudes juice that's been methodically aged, so my palate is sweetened to the ocean that goes in your veins. Jesus said everyone's touching me, but virtue just left me when one specific touch held me. So I'm looking for her. And I don't mean her the artist, but if that's all the same, that would be superb. But really what I mean is she edifies and exemplifies the entirety of my being. Her words are niche like antique sculptures. They say beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder, so one must speak in my peripheral view to truly understand these words that I ponder. But eventually I found it. Sculpture like a Coke bottle, but according to TikTok videos, if I put my mentor inside her hole, it will go full throttle.
Again. Go say that line again. I'll bring it back.
Sculpture like a Coke bottle, but according to TikTok videos, if I put my mentor inside her hole, it will go full throttle. Irrespective of the orgasm, the most important part is the journey. She'd hold my head up when I worked so sturdy. The Bible says where two or more are gathered, that's where church be. So no wonder why I stay running back like a church feet.
Ooh.
But I must confess, I have conjugal visits with women because to me it's just a quest. I say conjugal because the demons looked me straight in my eyes and said, of all God's prophets, these shackles suit you the best. But then she has her ways with words, so she says to me, Michael, we live in a world where people hide at their feet. After all, our problems comprise of a monologue and a sequel, but I took refuge in the fact that you burdened me with your needs too, and only that was my way of saying, I adore you. So from here on out, this is how I want to be addressed. Because I'm no longer interested in surface. What's your dreams? What's your 5-year plans? To me, that's just a way of exuding this aura of, I'm perfect. I prefer you know my shortcomings. I believe we're mature enough to understand that intricacies of life can sometimes be divine. Woman, regurgitate what you spoke to me in the past life because you've been there before. I'm speaking of divinity which lies in femininity. The world refers to your emotions as some kind of delinquency, but check the scoreboard when the world is under siege. Isn't it your love that changes that trajectory? The CEOs, the companies, the global groups. Habitually, it has been proven that you bear the best fruit, so this is the kind of juice that I want to come home to. Make love to. Exemplify God's love to. Give our grandkids something to look up to because I'm tired. I'm tired of eating forbidden fruit. So I'll wait for you. Now, Queen, I'm not sure if you can hear me, but I said I'll wait for you. I won't let Lucifer overtake you because he's a weed stifling your stem from brewing and your roots from shooting through. So I'll abide by the old news, Old Testament. I won't let my love for pussy distract me from meeting you. I said I'll wait for you. I'll even read books like The Way of a Superior Man to understand there's something called timing, purpose, and God's plan, but most importantly, how to lead the pack. We won't be concubined by my inadequacy, so I deal with my afflictions prematurely as not be contagious with flavors of impatience, one-sided expectations, emitting an aura of everything but God's graces. I said, I'll wait for you. You know, I speak in faith that you hear me, because enclosed in you was a part of me that's been asleep for 26 years. But I now awaken with tools to cultivate and protect you, so I go underneath the hood to fix a vehicle because I know the tools were embedded in my earth suit from my ribs where you created and formed. So this ain't just I'll wait for you, I'm saying I see all of you. And for that reason do I leave the home of my father and my mother to cleave to you, the complement to my soul. You see, that Bonnie and Clyde vibe is overrated because they want mischief. I'd rather my wife play victim, but I gag you up and choke you. I could use 9 inches was meant to have your soul. Miss. Now you man thought I only do this gutting.
Come on.
Please talk to me as I just choose this path of living. Thank you so much.
You won't ever give me space, you don't want me to breathe. You say you want me to go, but don't want me to leave. You mislead, I give you rope and what you hang from a tree. You did this to yourself, now there's blood on the leaves. Tell me what you perceive. When you look inside my aura, think outside the box engraved. This from Pandora, Explorer, got me searching for the meaning to your actions. I'm lurking on the ground, like what's the meaning to your captions? How'd you gauge your satisfaction? Distractions, I thought of more. When they fall back to you is where they cruel. You're so cruel, I drown my liver in a pool of liquor, now I'm swimming. Take them kids to grammar school. April Fool, you surprised I won't keep playing your games. Ain't you ashamed I jump through puddles as we fought in the rain? Is it pain that has made you stay the same and never change? Dr. Strange, I see you marvel how I did it again. Summer came, hurricanes, me, I weathered the storm. You misinformed, love dies first, you grieve then you mourn.
Goodness, come on.
You misinform, love dies first, you grieve then you mourn. Now I'm torn, won't fall again, I mean it, I've sworn. Reborn, you ask for roses but don't think of the thorns. I see intentions in the clothes that you've worn. Adorn, just being honest. Flowers, florists, look how this got us. Was it ever worth it? I don't think that it was. And I think that because your actions think I've explained them enough. I glance in mirrors and I ponder on the man I've become. I'm feeling numb, but I don't know if that's the pain or the rum. I feel compelled, but maybe that's the tree in my lungs. You think that I can't add up, so you tell me a sum. It's harvest season, so you squeeze it like the juice of a plum. Or a hug from your mum, walk on water, I'm God's son. We pitch and hit balls from the park, that's home runs. I'm the one thing in all, like I've spoken in tongues. Guns and butter, can you tell me how you spending your funds? Calling my ones, so I'm ever cool and ask you for help. Melt. The wicked witch's daughter wading in the water while I'm standing on that corner throwing stones on Richard Porter. Pull the hermit, all the walls that you build, bricks and mortar, carry baggage everywhere that you go. Are you a porter in your soul? Shit you've held from the past. Are you a hoarder, skateboarder, kick flips? It's just part of the grind. You see, you can't put a number on the times that I've tried. And I can't put a number on the times that you've cried. Got me bending over backwards, no support for my spine. Got me leaping off a mountain, trying to capture the sky. Did I cry? In the beginning, yeah, but now I just sigh. You wear a mask, so it's hard to tell the truth from the lies. I despise, cause you would do it all while looking in eyes. Is it wise that you don't? Is it wise that you don't ever see yourself in the prize? Clockwise, I've been told things get better with time. Paradigm, sunshine makes me wonder inside. As I wonder what's inside of your marvelous mind. I feel your anger, tell me where it derives. Colorblind to your true colors. Undercover true lovers, you don't care who suffers, even yourself. A phoenix rose from the ashes, where I stood you would melt. Help, I never asked to carry baggage from the past. Belfast, if you ever have a problem, I'm there. This ain't fair, cause you don't ever grant me the same. This is pain, but not to you, you'd laugh it away. Cliche, broken trust, I thought love was enough. Must, I always be the one to make a change, even from where you stand. Doesn't this feel strange? An exchange. You don't ever give what you're given. I put my soul on the beat, see the lengths I've been driven. Some people I love, they got mad, because I was working on me. I gave them love to lift them up and show them who they could be. Stop them from drowning like when Moses came and parted the sea. But they ungrateful, you see, now even they would agree. I lost my job, I had to ask my little brother for money. Even my sister, I felt shame every time that I'd done it. Those are my mummy's kids, but I shouldn't have to ask them for nothing. I felt fucking disgusting, I should be giving them something. I put my heart on my sleeve, my chest is open, it bleeds. I had to leave, cause you would never love me for me. You see, I had to pull the weeds before I sowed any seeds. I learned the keys to believe before you even receive. I felt a void when you left. I had to learn who I am. I had to learn who wasn't. I had to learn how to stand on my own feet while overlooking the historical land. I wore the desert, but my bullets ricochet off the sand. You keep running from yourself, now your soul screams for justice. I does this in ways you ain't ever seen it before. Internal war, I see pride in the clothes that you wore. Pina colada by the shore like I'm out in Ecuador. Herbivore, it gave me burning trees, sycamore, Gryffindor. On my sleeve is full of tricks, I'm a wizard. Check the flow, it's the blizzard. So cold, bet you shivered. Don't be timid, close your eyes, is it vivid? Are you livid? Anytime you have to see me excel. So get well, caramel, Papa Smurf, Gargamel, this is hell. How you always want more, is it greed? I paint an image, black boy across the pavement, he bleeds. I paint another, black man awaits the day that he's freed. On the easel, place him equal, tell me what do you see? Grieve. You couldn't make me believe in fantasies and false realities, ain't no guarantees.
But I'm happy we're all here and it's very intimate. If you know me, you know I love intimate settings because I love to talk about intimacy. Just going to share 3 poems and 1 haiku, which I'm going to ask you all to choose. Well, see, look, I'm rhyming, I didn't even...
You're a poet, you don't know.
Okay. So I'm just going to get started and I'm going to talk about my love for poetry first. It's her warmth for me. She's so eloquent and rhythmic, so powerful and brilliant. I mean, she saves lives. Through the roughest of times, she comes to life. It's the way she just gets me. In front of thousands, she's not afraid to embrace me, and she's never doubted my craft. She's the flows through my feet. She creates a platform of courage like love and allows me to be the heartbeat after beat. She dances with me. So I'm never alone. On good days and bad days, she's always home. And she's versatile. Oh, she's versatile. Flexible and fertile. She's birthed so many platform stompers, all unique to their own fathers. So I cherish her. I dote upon her, and she knows it. But a 16 bar or metaphor, she glows up, and she's ready to attack it. She's earth, wind, and fire. She's the star signs within my pen. She's my everything. She's revival, reggae, hip-hop, house, soul, you name it. She's everything and more. But most of all, she's mine. Thank you. That's just a small appreciation. Alright, let's get into it.
Yeah, come on.
Okay, so this poem is called To Battle. And in both its meanings. You wish me to be your omega, then you must alpha at all times. My submission, my potion, my passion, my war crimes. I say death by seduction, you must not back down. Weakened layers reducing, you will honor all my crowns. If you choose this battle, you must be prepared. All weapons out. I'll bring my shield and you bring your spear. Do not spare me your comfort. I need you ruthless. My wounds will be coveted with fulfilled desires, nuance. I wish to ferment over you, noon after noon. We both signed up for this, no apprehension included. Once we've collapsed, after war within our loins, torment me with your whispers, brace my curves against your groin. My body is your hostage, an heirloom no doubt, a nostalgic memory, to that I am proud. I may have lost this battle, a defeat much wanted, now forever linked to your chakras, battle scars unforgettably noted. Though the war is not over, soon again we shall meet, a fleshed composition of you versus me. Thank you. Okay, so this is my last one, and then we'll do the haiku. Then I get to hear my amazing co-performers. So this is called Gravity. It's overwhelming. I'm sick to my stomach at how parallel our worlds are becoming. I fought and fight to distance our cosmic connections, yet you keep pursuing. I resist all reconciling with reckoning you're en route to wreck me, but you reckon it's just me resisting what's meant to be. I'm usually quite quick at diverting my attention to things more tangible. Though I don't grasp you, and neither you onto me, I can't seem to leave this tightly knotted unspoken unity. I'm enraged inside my mind, inside these thighs I can't deny I'm softened under flashbacks of winter nights and summer vibes. Why do I indulge in censored moments with you when I'm at home, when I'm alone, when no one's around, just my thoughts, my vulva, and memories on my phone? You don't get to stimulate me from so far. Most times unknown to you, I'm desiring your silk soft touch, which makes the hairs on my neck stand up. At work, I'll sit and flex my spine in a slow motion twine, just wandering through my mind about the maybe of a next grind, needs slow wine in another lifetime. But I know it's all thoughts and visions, memories of being christened, caressing your arms, to back, to neck, us close, chest to chest, breast to breast. So I sit solemnly with my psyche and chant, you're toxic, you're toxic, toxic, toxically intricate, toxically intimate, toxic intimacy is what you bring to me. Once again I'm conflicted, all muscles tense, click, everything raised and not resisting, off into a dream I go. Even when I try so hard to let go, you're part of my sexual flow. And our memoirs taught me, denounce your thoughts of me. I demand you set me free, so I get to be the most wholesome me, somebody who deserves all my glory. Thank you. Okay guys, so I've got 11 haikus and
Yes, I'm ready for it. Come on.
3. Because I'm gonna go first. Okay. Take it slow, they said. Don't give your all at the start. Fuck them. Live, love, laugh.
Yeah.
And I'll do one more. I'll let Kilha choose my last one. 1 to 11. Oh, 11. A true king, no doubt. So black and golden you are. I'll be your calm muse.
So, I'll have you know, I won't be performing anything sensual, saucy.
Already sounds a little bit sexy.
Liar.
Easy. I have been spoken to about God on numerous occasions, some with the intent of luminous persuasion, perhaps of the perception that I am faithless because my beliefs are faceless, nameless, and must have no basis in reality, but fall into the bracket of New Age spirituality and all of that heathen stuff. I've been preaching love as a commandment just as Jesus does, but it's seen as fluff when not backed by a priest and such. Such is life. The Most High knows that. We've been convening from before Christ, before time was torn into sides and the delineation of theirs and mine was smeared the lines of blood, threatened prayers. They were taught to fear hell to make it into heaven. I was taught to live well for the sake of it, and blessings were continually like my path, unmarked by negative incentives. Repentance is for the heart and soul. You walk apart from whole and claim holy like factions don't only work divisively. I've been free from the fencing of religion, but freedom seems to be seen as another division when mentioned in relation to the mission of bringing the divine to the masses. And my wisdom can't be sublime if not quoted from a passage of sacred text. It makes me vexed when they try to test my faith, as if their relationship with their Savior is greater than my relationship with the Creator, as if they'll gain favor if they increase the rate of conversion, like all that pounding will cause an aversion to what they're selling. I've been sharing stages demonstrating veneration for a being who embodies the very essence of creation. So when I call my wife a goddess, I'm not equating her to the Most High. I just look in her eyes and see more evidence of the divine I've been praising. So you won't be swaying me. I'll stay here praying and meditating, so please, mind your business. Thank you.
Nice and wholesome.
Greetings in the name of the ancestors we ascend to and from. I am Soloman the Wizard. The next piece I'm going to do is part of a narrative piece that I'm doing. You'll have to wait for the next one because, you know what I mean, you can't give everyone everything too quickly, you know what I mean? It's called The Traveller. He arose all groggy, eyes still foggy, he was blind to the astral body bobbing to what must be divine harmonics. He lurched to one side to vomit. He had tried to stop it but heard the word purge and felt kindness from it. So he surrendered and watched the slime deposit. Feeling empty and clear, he became aware of a vibrant forest in the shade of an ancient tree that seemed wise and honest. Hunger pangs hit him hard, so he had it in his mind to forage. But when he looked to the right, the sight had him quite astonished. Oh really? After all this time I am acknowledged, but I have no food for you unless you want to dine on knowledge. Much to his surprise, he found solace in the latter. abruptly made conscious of the matter at hand as he scanned for evidence of the manner in which he arrived in this land. The gateway opened. Mystified by the temporal nature of this omen, he focused on it freely. Naming each room was revealing with the image he was receiving. Tongue beating with freedom, rejoicing in this new ancestral language he was seeking. He was seeking the wise one. He centered his eye on the time gone, his side strong when aligning with the might of his luminous line. He knew what he tried. Thank you. This next piece, I don't actually remember the name of it, but I wrote it for a piece of work commissioned by Cypress Rose. And the piece of work was called Radical Vision, so let's just call it that for now. Does prophecy only come to those who seek not to profit? Does prescient knowledge abolish the right to be acknowledged in the present? Does it lessen in worth if it comes from one who has merged timelines so may not be in his right mind and right lines of forewarning? Do those who speak of the dawning share their sanity with those born in dust? Does hope require trust? When the dust settles, will the rebels and the revolutionaries acknowledge the truth of every poet and orator whose words became the foundations of their liberatory practices? Do canvases give thanks to the art of the artist? Do those who harness ancestral memory to gaze into the future lose the right to speak on current affairs? There's currently fear being propagated in many pockets of power, so a solitary hour to gaze beyond the veil entails an excessive amount of work. But still we search, observe the passage of hours, scour the tower of records, finding methods to catalyze change. For I envisage our transcendent day, where we are no longer plagued by callous tyrants, afraid of the silence that comes at the end of our sentence. Let suspense be their penance. I envisage repentance, remorse, Mother Earth no longer objectified as a resource, a landscape reformed, our children reborn. We shore our cause before we saw reward from freeing self. I see freedom held in the eyes of the ascendants of my line. Of course they remember the crimes transgressed, but have been blessed to not be burdened by their weight. Let this prophecy seal their fate. For what is more radical than a vision we create and give space to manifest? Planting seeds to be reaped by generations next grants us life after death. For our future I have slept, dreamt, incurred torment by Orly Roy, slapping joy from my slumber. These visions increase us in number. I wander the tundra, frozen tomorrows with old shoes, praying I can borrow its gems if my soul is bare true to this frozen scape. There's no escaping destiny. Wasting energy to do so only limits your capacity to prepare. It is wise to keep an oracle near, sharing in visions, enhancing precision, so collisions with what's to come run its course more smoothly. For time's only duty is to advance, teaching this too shall pass. Thank you. So, this last piece I would describe as sensual, not sexy. It's called Our Ink. Our ink is molten stardust, forming starscapes into parchments of melanin, with everything in balance. Our ink is molten stardust, forming starscapes into parchments of melanin, with everything in balance. We found medicine in language, rewriting any damage into stanzas of our own creation. We chose creation, so our carefully crafted chapters capture cosmic raptures. We're wrapped up in each other's sheets, so this speech becomes our story, bound tightly by our mattress. Our tantras denote every quote from this pillow poem. Pneumatic flowing, the art of knowing when to full stop or ... and keep going, she pleads. Please, let no page go untouched by the poetry. Write your lines to rhyme with every inch of this temple while we wrestle with unspoken words that nestle in the curves of this vessel. Candles spread from the heat of this moment, smoking and head nodding to the truths that are spoken in times of yearning, learning about fire and passionate forms, discerning that desire can be happiness worn by those who were first warmed by the flames of love, and are courageous enough not to recoil from its touch, my soul. That your initial etchings introduce a right way to seduce our bountiful blessings, blending the intimacy of our text to form lexical sets that explore the intricacies of our sexual encounters. Let your fountain pen our forward inscriptions, making clear our positions to one another. Poetic lover, phonetic wonder. A stutter is no blunder when being perused by you. Utter my true name. We do not pursue fame. Rain away the imprint of my pseudonym and gain your right to claim the blueprint made with passages fashioned with intersecting lines designed to remind you of our connected rhymes. Empress divine, like incense to commence the ceremony of bliss. Let every syllable that passes over lips be a prayerful kiss to acknowledge the miracle of this fantasy, your majesty. This is an ode to the way we love, the way a sonnet will never be enough to convey my displays of affection. How a collection of masterpieces won't even accurately portray the depth of the synergy. How vividly the imagery of our infinitely interwoven chosen voyage has me joyous in anticipation of every moment lived. The coming of our princess and prince, a legacy authored by an empress and king. Thank you.
Can we have a big round of applause for AMD Speaks, please?
This can be no saucy poems today. Some of us make use of the dirt. We know it to be soil. So our feelings into earth, and although the growth may hurt, perseverance pushes us through the turmoil, through concrete, chasing pavements, navigating our cities for vistas of freedom. A few of us dug deep and struck oil. For others, too long in this cauldron made us hard-boiled. Sharp with thorns, but hope's petals remain soft. See, still exists the heart for the man made of tinfoil. Shaped by our encounters with angels and demons, guardians and grotesque gargoyles. Some of whom robbed you for your crown, unable to stand your DNA strands and hair coils. Still, you are luminous, beaming from the inside with a light they couldn't foil. Even without trinkets and jewelry, forever you are royal. I'm not a singer.
Okay.
What?
But I'm gonna try a 10. I write sky at night. At altitude, I wear my new raindrops. They saturate the page, and I wear unafraid ink tears tattooed, lay bare successes. And Lessons life school did not exclude. Let for my God ego rebuke. Divulge these truths that reinforce my fortitude. Marrying myriads of thought with protracted breath. At death, we blow a ghost face. We have suffered asphyxiation by pain. Past traumas smothering our airways. Somehow, you and I have survived the pressure, and now we are these diamonds, blowing smoke rings whilst we engage. We sit parallel where our paths cross at perpendicular, in what some might call former lives of crime, now straightening out our angles and lines as we turn the page. Written in the journals of sojourners, the deep lines of our songs, the deep lines in our foreheads and palms that reveal an age. Of our chapters, we share this peace, peacefully. Our war stories of guts and glory are deep sheets and shadow sleeps. We remain dry-eyed, still our pens cry. Rivers, the ink cascades that sail out through our nightmares, all the way to our dreams. They say that the mind is a terrible thing to waste. So we took these arts and crafted stairways and climbed and climbed and climbed again until we lost our chains. Now our pens and tongues are the swords we wield. You and I have survived miracles that found a way. Now attempting to harvest life in the killing fields of this inner city that has driven so many of us insane and still continues to steal so many of our loved ones away. That was a bit heavy. Can everyone do us a favor? Can everyone just close their eyes for a moment and take a deep breath in and exhale out? Good evening, everyone again. My name is Aaron Mark Daniel, AMD Speaks, and I write about life, personal experience, shared experience, and I write love things, love and pain things. The colors in my palette splurge, pen caresses canvas, words form the novel in my paintings. Soul pushing past the threshold of what our skins disclose. Naked chapters in my room, sometimes full of ego, unclothed. My pages shun the dress code in exhibition of success and my feelings. Sometimes things fall apart, displaying our fragility, but who knew that the light would shine through this perceived breaking? Learning the truth is that we are really broken. That's just the feel of our hearts. Recalibrating. And that taught me about the backstory behind forward motion. Even in my dark chapters, I still beam photons. Light ignites my propulsion. Wedded to page at the altar of my emotions, I commit to spilling self. with no plans to alter to a Noma's eye purge via pen often, therefore true expression is my compulsion. I wake and give thanks to the Most High for another day. These breaths are blessings. When we reach each one, my faith emboldens. Clock's hands point to the present, so I attempt to live this time like it is golden. Whatever the problem, pen and prayer have both been there to help me to solve them. And so then, when they ask if I'll ever put the pen away, I tell them so long as there's pain in this world, my pen will stay. Above the bullshit, the pen, it helps me levitate. Therapeutic, helps to hurt alleviate. Meditate. In cascade journey in minds to stay in better states. Words killing you softly when necessary. Sharp like a blade. Like your barber's clippers. Levels like I'm styling the fade. Grateful for life, better live it. These are the days. And if my ink dries, that means no longer running this blood in my veins. But still my soul smiles, immortalized. And you can find me if you read between the lines or spillages outside of the page. Never alone in joys or turmoils. Sisters and brothers, I can relate. And if we share with each other, we can let this love overpower the hate. Uplift each other and elevate. Escape to a better place for better days. Everyone do me a favor, turn to whoever's next to you and just tell them a reason that they're great. Just
You're sick, you know.
so you, bro.
Yeah, AMD means a master at this.
You must be my soul sister, Hey sis, you must be my soul sister, Hey sis. She said many guys tried to fuck via open thighs. They couldn't deep the way inside via open heart and open mind. Clock watching, trigger happy with its hands, but unwilling to put in its time. Attentiveness means I can recite the lines in the pages of your story, know the tone of your soliloquy and pigment in places few may have had privilege to see. You speak more than words that you share with me, hemorrhaging your dreams, proud to wear your 7 pounds visibly on your sleeve. Some have told you all of your life to be proper, but you break convention. You're rebel, coloring outside the rigid lines of society. They think you're delicate because your petals flaunt your pretty, misjudging your thorns, belittling all of your journey through the concrete. They weaponize their lies into noose, tightening with the hopes that you'll concede. But the more they squeeze, the louder you speak, echoes shaking the rocky ground that they stand on, with chords that rage against the machine. You do not run from storms, but bathe in skies, welcoming the rain or sleet, steadfast as its eye approaches, made of fire and fight. You do not know retreat. poets and writers and artists, and I think everyone here is. And we all have our reasons why we write and why we share. And I'm sure there's people in there with pieces that they probably never shared or never will share. So this piece is just kind of addressing some of that. My heart is an open mic. Love is its theme. Before I take to center stage, I prepare this quill to spill its ink through arteries. I ready these words, undress the psyche, leak saliva, tongue is mighty. My soliloquy leaps from it as poetry. My speech, it bleeds into the ether, either forms a quiet storm or falls as thunder, etching deep into the bark of poetries. These loose leaves are planes of paper, wind-assisting pollination of intention, aviation, purpose piloting our dreams. Closer than you believe, distance between you then and me, it never seems, but separation never more than 6 degrees. So life, I peel her surface, it seems her sweeter fruit beneath, revealing her mystique, the deeper ice-emerging submarine. Unlock her treasures at the bed. Life is a dream, so I stay woke when I'm asleep. Direct my thoughts and paint my wishes lucidly. My baritone reverberating in the deep earth sign, but my soul is still tsunamis. My words voluminous, I never need to scream. And I'm just going to leave you with one more. Yeah? I could use that in so many different ways. I'll refrain. Let me just... That's not my mind. Karlla, relax. David killed Goliath. In his mind, he's a giant. Radio pirates hijacked airways, played what the corporates didn't. The sounds of the people couldn't be silenced. Icarus flew too close to the sun and fell. But I, Jedi Alliance, Skywalker, the pen of lightsaber, my head in the clouds with the force and the stars, my papyrus. I seek family in galaxies for ancestral guidance, discerned deep in my soul, their code, wired through bone, muscle tissues, and fibers. It says, be proud, that my skin is black gold, so no need for the Midas. My pen is priceless. Poetry and lyricism, more than a science. E equals MC, therefore emotion is revolution. So in a world full of hate, to speak love is defiance. Be defiant.
Yeah, this is basically about my ex-girlfriends and how I compare them to different formats of music. I love that YouTube. Relate. So yeah, that's called cassette tape. She's a cassette tape. When she gets tangled up loose, I get a pencil and just set her straight despite her square solid frame.
Come on.
One snap of the strip and she goes insane. Rigorously circulating that same section for added emphasis on novice mentalists, faking the persona of blue to a passive pacifist, purposely provoking me to clench her fist. And she's the one that just sucks all the air out. And with nostalgic views, you can presume both hoes get used, and that's without a doubt. Because there were times she got down to the beat, but she doesn't have the capacity to put this moment on repeat, as she's the byproduct of breakable plastic. Has the tendency to mellow hymns on the extreme side and melodramatic, the inclusion of cheese, but guess what? She wasn't that climactic. I recycle with ease because I'm no longer a fanatic. But then I met this curvaceous CD, and with a beam of light I knew she wanted to see the D. And more recently, if I foreseen her repentant reaction when I just slot it in. Jeez. But don't devour the ears of the next of kin. Because in this hour she's being taken for a spin. The suspense when you wait for her song to begin, and then the bass blends with the goosebumps in my skin, and then within a beat of an eardrum, I'll commit a multiple and ethical cardinal sins. And she gives you this ability to skip to the best part, where you covet for the cover of dark. But power as a lifeline scratches it down, distorts the wavelengths of coherent sound, tormented by this indecisive moment. The music she wrote is no longer profound. So I guess I have to return her to the shell, because how can I be with someone who's a flawed reflection of myself? But then I was introduced to Vine. Understated essence, but she was a loud rival. A foreign album that only speaks in analog. I'm searching the white sleeve she came from, but she's missing the prologue. As she wears a labyrinth of scars embedded in the middle. I'm a puff of fish as I feel so large, but yet so little as I watch her turn the rhetorical riddles. And she cripples the ground beneath my feet, until I'm flung back into my seat, wasn't battling itchy feet, and she revolves to evolve. She absolves my need to feel old, and the once with 12 dissolves my soul and places me in a wax-made mold. So we both now play music that's both rich and bold. And we can change the RPM so we're in sync together, and displaying that sound to all those that wish to gather around and embrace the good vibes together. Vibing and struggling towards a happy ever after. Because she's what a cassette aspires to be, as well as the MP3 and the CD, an ornamental display of authentic quality, in my opinion, what true music should be.
Short ones at the front. Short ones at the front. Everybody say